Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Today, we are in day two of Fakir, The Journey Within by Usben Barucha. So, over to you, Swati. Yesterday, we have learned about briefly about karma. Today, we will understand about inherent tendencies and many other concepts. Yeah, Swati. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Um, Coming to the chapter number 2. Today, what happens is Baba disappears from the cottage. Actually, yesterday we have learned that we have discussed that Rudra used to live in a cottage along with his three dogs, and Baba used to be physically present in the cottage. Sometimes Baba used to disappear from the cottage. So in this chapter 2, what happens is Baba left the cottage. So Rudra is alone with his three dogs. Now, what is Rudra going through? Usually, when Baba left the cottage, Rudra used to feel very depressed and he don't know how to handle the absence of Baba. So he used to involve much in doing all the materialistic works like cleaning the cottage, or else he spends more times with his dogs by cleaning them, by pampering them, by pedicuring them, etc. And or else he used to be stay very depressed because he was unable to handle the absence of the Baba. But what he usually does is, even the Baba is not present, he used to lit the diya 24 by 7, and he is also he used to run the fire which is lit by the Baba. He is always taking care about the fire, and he used like what we say is duni. Baba is having the habit of doing the Duni work. So Rudra is to continue that even though the Baba is not present there. And uh, as we discussed in the last chapter, that Rudra is to do the channeling work. When Baba is not present in the cottage, Rudra is to cancel all the channeling appointments. He used to stay idle without doing any work, and he used to drink more than the usual days. But he used to drink outside the cottage because he used to treat this cottage as a holy place, because it, it is a place where Baba comes. So this is the time, this time when Baba is not present in the cottage, Rudra used to carry all these works. At the same time, Rudra used to recollect the sayings of Baba. What Baba told to Rudra is that, please go to the next slide. The theme of our second chapter is nothing but heaven is filled. Heaven is filled with those who have failed but who have got back on their feet, dusted off their mistakes and follies, smiled and walked on with the name on their lips and the comfort of a compassionate heaven in their hearts. That is the theme of our second chapter.
This means that, heaven is something that we have created.
Uh,
Or if we think the place of masters as heaven, or where the astral plane where masters reside along with us as heaven, then we must understand that that place is not filled by anybody just like that. That place, along with them, those get the eligibility who have failed, not that who have never failed, who have failed but have got back on their feet, dusted off their mistakes and follies, smiled, and walk on the path. Again and again, failure comes to them, but that will not impact them because they believe the name of Fakir will lighten up in their hearts, and their hearts work with compassion, and their hearts work with those who are in that heaven. So they work together. That is why those who fail yet have compassionate hearts do not get attached to the failure or success, actually gets place with the divine masters. So that is the theme of this chapter. However, it is not being explained in this chapter, but it is being told to Rudra by Baba in many of their meetings prior to this evacuation, or maybe leaving for some time Rudra to his loneliness. Yes, Swati, go ahead.
Okay, let's go to the third chapter. So, coming to the chapter 3, now in this chapter, Baba returns. So, when Baba gets back to the cottage, Rudra feels that is the happiest moment. And also, I must say one more point over here. Whenever Baba left the cottage, Rudra used to observe a peculiar situation. For suppose, in the chapter 2, when Baba left, Rudra observed that there is a tremendous fire broke in a nearby forest in California. So Rudra understood that whenever Baba left the cottage, there is a purpose behind this, and Baba presence is very much needed at that time in that place. So Rudra never questioned Baba why you left the cottage when Baba leaves. Now in the chapter 2, returned back. Baba returned to the cottage, and Rudra felt very happy. He felt that the life became normal. When Baba is present in the cottage, their days usually went like their days usually started with the morning prayers, followed by sunset prayers and night prayers. In meanwhile, they used to have their chai, chilim, and one meal a day, and their uh, seaside walks. Okay. When Baba is present in the cottage, what happens is, after their day work completed, during the night times, Baba and Rudra have a habit of walking through the beach side. When they are walking through the beach side, Baba asked Rudra, okay, you start asking the questions what you are supposed to ask. Then Rudra had a smile. He felt that Baba knows everything. I no need to say anything. I no need to even utter a word, but Baba knew what is happening in my mind, in my heart. He can read anything. So Rudra laughed, and Rudra asked Baba the following questions. First question Rudra asked Baba is, what are inherent tendencies? So this is the main topic of this chapter. Then mm, Baba and Rudra worked on the beach side, and Baba said to Rudra that inherent tendencies are that which we built from many lives. For suppose we are having an anger issue in one of our past life, we are working on the anger. I mean, we are developing the anger in first life. Maybe we are shouting for a reason at our any of the source present nearby, like our children or our any of the relations. In the next, without solving that, we move to the next life. Again, our anger increased a bit. Without any reason, we started to shout at our spouses or in the workplace or on the relatives. Again, moving to the coming to the again next life without resolving, without working this anger issue, this increased like anything that for no reason we shouts on everyone. So like that, we are cultivating a habit through many lives. And in this life, it is coming to us unknowingly. We don't know why we are getting anger. We don't know why we are getting depressed, or else we don't know why we are having a greed or lust, because these are the things we are carrying without working from many lives. So these are called as the inherent tendencies, which are built within us from many lives, not in one life, but from many past lives. So they become our character flaws. For suppose one have an habit of lying, to lie to very often. One have a habit of gossiping. So how we are cultivating these habits? Because we are not working them through our past lives. We have got them easily. We have brought them to this life. Say for suppose we have seen many cases like uh, one of the person is having without much training, he is a good dancer. He becomes a good dancer, or else he becomes a good singer. Why? Or else he is a genius, born genius. How? Because they have worked on this talent from past many lives. So that gift carried to them in this life too. Similarly, we also mastered our anger issue, greed issue, or else jealousy, gossiping from many past lives. So in this life, we are getting it like a actually we should not say it a gift, like a curse. We have got it without knowingly. So, what Baba used to say is that one can master on peace, or else one can master on greed, jealousy, anything. But usually, the tendency is how it is we are always attracted to downfall than a rise up. So, instead of attracting to the peace, we always attract to this negative emotions like this. Means what Baba says is one can master on peace, silence. At the same time, one can master on great anger. But most usually, what happens is being born on this earth, being ignorant, we attract to more negative emotions. This is what is the answer set by Baba for the Rudra's question. Then the next question Rudra asked to Baba is, how can we overcome, or else how can we work on these inherent tendencies? Then, what Baba said is one must find their strength, weakness, and limitations. By identifying these three cases, we can come out of this inherent tendency. Means, first we must identify what are the strength we are having, and what is the weakness, and what are the limitations we are having. Once we identify the weakness, for suppose, to me, I get anger too often, okay, or else I have a habit of lying frequently, or else I'm having a habit of jealousy. I get jealous very often if any by seeing anyone of success nearby. So we must identify what is our weakness. At the same time, we must also identify what is our strength and what is our limitations. Once we identified our weakness, we can try to overcome it. That is what Baba has given the answer to the Rudra. Then Rudra asked, how can we overcome this weakness? Even though I identified my weakness is anger, how can I overcome it? Then Baba told to Rudra that once you identify that anger is your weakness, you must stay calm in that situation. So I know what is my flaw. Now how I must correct it? I have a tendency of getting anger very fast. Even though I'm having a tendency to get anger very fast, I must try to stay calm in that situation. Forcefully, I must calm down myself. So, by practicing this type of things, one day we can overcome the anger very easily. This is what Baba says. At the same time, Baba also says to Rudra that we must know who we are. We must know our true selves. Once we came to know about our true self, and what is the purpose of our birth? Who am I? Once we know who we are not the body, we are not the people, we are the souls. We have a purpose. We must learn some lessons. The purpose of our birth is to learn some lessons. That is nothing but to overcoming our anger issue, or else overcoming our jealousy issue or greed. So once we know who truly we are, then this question helps us to overcome all these tendencies. At the same time, we must identify our weakness, and we must know that this situation is triggering our anger. So we must try to stay calm with more awareness. And in, in by doing so, we can overcome our inherent tendencies. This is what is the solution given by Baba. Then Rudra asks, is that so easy for us to know what who we are? Then Baba says, without any hypocrisy, first you question to yourself who we are and know about your true selves. Then it will become easy to master all these things. So, what we have to understand is that as we all have a blueprint before birth, same is the case. Our family members also have a blueprint before their birth. So everyone is acting accordingly. So all are dumped in and around us for a purpose to teach us, to bless us, to guide us. So, with this awareness, we must learn who true really we are, and we must learn the lessons to evolve spiritually. Sailaja, it's up to you.
So here I would like to add one more thing. Yes, Baba has given beautiful solution to how do we know about ourselves. Like walk by the lanes of denial, meaning um, without judgment, try to understand who am I, which is what Ramana Maharshi also says, that who am I, try to understand first, layer by layer. There are thousands of layers that we have are covered our soul with. So maybe that could be one of the layer is anger, the other layer is lust, the other layer is greed, which we do not know, the other layers which we haven't tapped into yet or not named yet. So there are thousands of layers which we have to look at them like a third person. Always look at yourself like a third person when a situation arises where you have a choice to make, which is respond or react. Response is something that negates the karma, whereas react is something that adds up to your karma again. So that is where we will always get two choices, react or respond. So once we try to look at ourselves from a third person's perspective without any judgment, without any hypocrisy, then we will know how to respond rather than how to react. Okay, so that is very important. And what helps such observation is journaling. Most of us do not journal, or most of us keep thinking within our head, afraid of journaling because somebody else might get to know us, which means the me within me is watching me. So I am watching myself, and I am not able to uh, bravely talk about myself to myself. That is what we do. So we have to break that pattern by ourselves and see who we really are and try to talk to our own self. And that is when we get to know what we really are. That is when we know how to react or respond. Another thing is all these are subconscious blockages. Our subconscious has great memory. It is a database that carries information from all the lifetimes that we have taken until now. So we have brought so many lessons that we think that we can do this in this lifetime, or we can do this in next lifetime. So what happens when we take that lesson and we fail? Okay, when we fail, we think that, oh, this is very difficult. But we ourselves have brought that lesson to understand how to come over it. If it is anger, um, the person who is angry, okay, for no reason, for sometimes, or for reason, or more than what is needed, he or she screams, then it means that it is not only coming from this life. Then if you see, he or she will also have liver issues, because that anger does not only stay in your thoughts, it also gets manifested into your human body in and impacting one of the organs, and that is liver. So that is when people start thinking through suffering. It is not that either you should go through the suffering to the peak and then transcend your energy, or foresee what is coming and avoid it, or process it in such a way that it gets transmuted into light. Choice here is this. And when you do this, what happens? Most of the times we don't know what to do. This also happens that if we say that I am vibrating in some frequency, above me is all my heavenly or godly planes. Okay, so called heavenly planes. And um, below me are all hell related lower realms. Okay, so we talk about souls also, right? In our spiritual happenings, we talk about spirits, souls, and everything. All the earthbound souls are coming from the lower realms, or they are attached to the lower realms. They feed on our energy, then we tend to inherent their uh, quality or character also into us, and we double it with our own inherent tendency, and the reaction would be more. And we do not know that. So, then what to do? Then pick up on a mantra, pick up on Om Namah Shivaya, pick up on Sri Matre Namaha, pick up on Jai Mata Di, anything, okay? Anything. So, what happens is your connect shifts from lower to the above, higher, okay? When it shifts from lower to higher, automatically your energy starts shifting. Automatically, you are surrendered here. Automatically, the energy, that is, be that coming from outside or be that your inherent tendency, that starts slowly dissolving and transmuting. And that is when you will get all the awareness to respond or react. So, mantra chanting is one such um, tool that helps everyone to choose between react or respond. Okay, so that is all about inherent tendencies and all about the failure and how you walk in the path of failure, yet be compassionate, live with the divine masters. Any doubts, dears? That is for today. Thank you so much. I'll stop recording here. You can raise your hands